If you missed Thursday and Saturday's practice like I did, don't worry. We got some word of mouth to let you know what happened.
You are Locked On Sun Devils, your daily podcast on the Arizona State Sun Devils, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome back to the Locked On Sun Devils podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. My name is Richie Bradshaw, and I will be your guide for everything Arizona State Sun Devils. Thanks as always for tuning in and making us your first listen of the day. And a shout out to my everydayers who are here every day. Wherever you're getting your podcast, hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you get an update whenever we post new content. Stay in touch with the show by following me on Twitter at RichieBrats36 and the podcast at LO_Sun Devils. Let's go ahead and just hop right into this conversation. Like I said at the top of the show, Thursday, I was called in for my day job, so I was not able to get to the Thursday practice. And weekends, I already have my day job, so Saturday practices are out of the realm for me. But I was able to get in touch with some people. I was able to do some looking around for myself to be able to pick up on the big things that were going on, kind of recap them with you. And then tomorrow, we'll be back because Monday I will be out. I am taking a one-day vacation to go see my family. So tomorrow, we're going to be taking a look at what we want to see from practice in week 2. That'll be more the Monday shows moving forward. But let's hop into today. And we're going to talk about the Thursday practice, and we're going to talk about the Saturday practice. A lot more to talk about with Saturday because it was open to the public. We had some injury updates. There was a lot that was going on. But first, looking at Thursday, it was the Relique Brown show. And he made some incredible plays. He was putting guys on skates. He was just flying around and making all the highlight reel plays that you would expect out of a former 5-star player. There were clips that were on Twitter of him just dicing guys up. He's a monster. And on Tuesday, we didn't really get to see too many guys break out big time, but Relique Brown figured it out on Thursday. And from my understanding, Saturday was also a good day for the offense. We'll get there momentarily. There was another really big thing on Thursday that was pointed out to me and what I was able to see, and that was Troy O'Mary has absolutely locked down wide receiver 1 with Elijah Badger out right now, and he is certifiably good. Like, this kid who showed the talent last year is slowly putting everything together, and we might be in for a potential breakout season from O'Mary. He is got all the God-given talent as a 200-pound, 6'4" receiver. A guy who can go up and get it. He's got good deep speed. Like, there's a little bit of everything that O'Mary brings to the table. I noticed on Tuesday that he looked really, really good. That did not change on Thursday. Apparently, Rashad Samples was really kind of emphasizing throughout the week that he wants to get O'Mary to that next level. He is responding well through 3 days of camp, but Thursday was a really good showing for him. Also on Thursday, defense was making some plays. Darling of the podcast, Montana Warren, was able to record an interception. You had a couple of sacks in the backfield. Well, not in the backfield, obviously in the backfield. Plays in the backfield is what I meant to say. But you had sacks, you had plays in the backfield. There was plenty going on defensively, lots of rotation, which we're used to at this point. And from my understanding, Keyshaun, Elliott, and Zyrus Fiaseu, the transfer linebackers from New Mexico State and San Diego State, respectively, have looked really good this week. Keyshaun Elliott showed out today as well, but Thursday he was also able to get into the backfield. He's just really taking on a very important role with the team, and he's being rotated in with the ones. He's one of the guys that I'm most excited about from the transfers. There was a lot of new faces that came to this Sun Devils program in the offseason through the transfer portal and through the recruiting class. But one of the most productive players, perhaps the most productive player was Keyshaun Elliott. And it appears that he's going to pick up right where he left off when he was dominating with the Aggies. He looks good. Fiaseu looks good next to him. Montana Warren is back. Keontae Bradley has been playing well. The pass rushers, there's lots of rotation. Anthony Cooper is back working with the edges. That's really fun to see. Obviously, CJ Fight is getting some defensive tackle reps. You're also seeing Sam Benjamin and Tristan Monday are getting their rotation as well. So really interesting to see guys lining up in all sorts of different ways and guys getting different opportunities. One guy I want to mention before we transition over to Saturday is Kaleb Black. Black is a redshirt freshman. He got on the field quite a bit last year, but was able to retain that option. He's a small little spark plug. He's really quick, and he's looking like he's developing quite nicely. He made some heck of a good plays, was also, like Raleek Brown, putting guys on skates with the cutting and route running ability that he has. And him and Navi Bruzon seem like they have a nice little connection going on. So hopefully they can continue to build upon that. But I definitely like what I am hearing from the Thursday practice, from the Saturday practice, what I got to see in person. I am excited to get back out there on Tuesday and kind of, experience it for myself. And we're going to flip the script over to the Saturday practice, which was open to the public in just one moment. This is the Locked On Sun Devils podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Game Time is now an authorized ticket marketplace for Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets even faster and easier. Prices on Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to the first pitch with killer last-minute deals, all-in prices, views from your seat, and the lowest price guarantee. Game Time takes the guesswork out of buying your Major League Baseball tickets. Save up to 60% off buying last-minute tickets for sports, concert, comedy, theater, and anything else that you can think of. Save even more with exclusive in-app deals on selected seats ahead of the game or event. Save even more when you choose a section and you let Game Time choose the seat. Toggling this feature for your all-in prices is going to show the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. You can get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy, and that lowest price guarantee means that Game Time is going to get you the lowest possible ticket. And if you find something cheaper in the same section and row for less, they're going to credit you 110% of the difference. Your purchase is covered with flexible customer service policy in the ticketing industry, thanks to Game Time's ticket coverage. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off of your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Did you know that even if you have a 401k retirement, you can still have an IRA? Robinhood is the only IRA that gives you a 3% boost on every dollar you contribute when you subscribe to Robinhood Gold. But get this, now through April 30th, Robinhood is even boosting every single dollar you transfer in from another retirement account with a 3% match. That's right, no cap on the 3% match. Robinhood Gold gets you the most for your retirement thanks to their IRA with a 3% match. This offer is good through April 30th. Get started at robinhood.com/boost. Subscription fees apply. And now for some legal info. Claims as of Q1 2024 validated by Radius Global Market Research. Investing involves risk, including loss. Limitations apply to IRAs and 401ks. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold for 1 year from the date of the first 3% match. Must keep Robinhood IRA for 5 years. The 3% matching on transfers is subject to specific terms and conditions. Robinhood IRA available to U.S. customers in good standing. Robinhood Financial, LLC, member SIPC, is a registered broker-dealer. Let's go ahead and wrap up this edition of the show and take a look at today's practice and what happened during the Saturday session, which again was open to the public. Hopefully you guys took advantage of that. I don't know how many more times they're going to do it, but it's really cool and really unique, and it's part of that Activate the Valley movement that is going to hopefully get people more invested and wanting to put their time, their energy, their money, their emotions all on the board for ASU. Taking a look at the practice, kind of an eventful day. Not even just because the fans were there, but big news was Sam Leavitt, tweaked his hip and was not available for the Saturday practice. I am going to figure out how long he is out. I don't know if he'll be back on Tuesday. I don't know what the time frame is for him, but he did sit out on Saturday. So it was Trenton Bourgain, it was Navi Bruzon, and the defense had some pretty good days. Keyshaun Elliott, who we talked about a little bit ago, had an interception. He was flying around the field. Again, this is one of the players that I am anticipating is going to have a big role. If somebody's going to step in to the Trey Brown shoes that he left when he ran out of eligibility, it feels like Elliott might be that plug-and-play player. He's looked good this week. He's going to be someone that we keep extra attention to, but a sack on Thursday and an interception today certainly bodes well for him. You had some really good offensive production as well to go along with the defense, mainly with Cam Scadaboo and Jake Smith. Should not be a surprise at either one of these because we talked about them on the show, and these are guys that are in line for very big roles. We know how good Scadaboo is, and he just continues to pick up where he left off, and he continues to look good and look great and look exceptional. He's got a little bit of everything, and it hasn't gone away for him. That's where you're so impressed, and that's where you're so intrigued to see just how much better he can continue to become. But through practice, dude's a stud. He's able to leave guys in the dust. He cuts so well for someone that you would not anticipate to be as shifty as he is. He's a stud. Jake Smith, he looked great in last year's training camp. Just like Scadaboo, it looks like he picked up where he left off. With Elijah Badger out and Troy O'Mary looking as good as he does, there's been a lot of pressure on the other receivers to find ways to step up, stand out, and get some snaps. And don't get me wrong, Jake Smith is still getting rotated in. It's not like he is wide receiver 1 right now. He's still working with first team and second team and getting his feet underneath him and everything. But man, it just feels like when he's on the field and he's getting those one-on-one opportunities, he's doing something with them. Very special kid. Montana Warren looks good. Keyshaun Elliott looks good. Scadaboo looks good. Raleek Brown, Kaleb Black. Navi Bruzon's been able to air it out a little bit. There's been a lot of good going on, and there's rotation along the offensive line as well. We're seeing guys moved all over the place. That's everything that I was able to see. I can't turn this into a 30-minute podcast and tell you everything that I think I saw because I wasn't there. This is word of mouth from me. I will be back on the field for Tuesday and Thursday. We'll have those practices covered. Tomorrow, we are going to be highlighting what I'm going to be looking forward to, what I'm going to be paying attention to, all that good stuff. We'll keep you up to date on everything. We'll be wrapping things up at the end of the week as well. So hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications wherever you get your podcast, because now has never been a better time to subscribe. Appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. We will be back again tomorrow, like I said. And remember, wherever you're getting your podcast, to hit like, subscribe, turn on notifications. Follow me on Twitter at RichieBrads36, podcast at LO_Sun Devils. I'll keep you guys posted for the 100th time. Till next time, you keep it locked right here on Locked On Sun.